Wait, what did you say? You woke up feeling a little violent today? Oh my God, me too. Now, you all know that when I wake up and choose violence, that often tends to be the time that we decide to talk about some more of my unpopular luxury opinions. This is part 4 in what has very quickly become my absolute favorite type of video to film on YouTube. Originally started when I wanted to share what I originally thought were some more controversial opinions, things that we don't really hear a lot of luxury YouTubers talk about. And as it turns out, a lot of you all tend to have some of these same thoughts, but they're just things that we don't hear people talk about. So this is the place to do it. So I've got a good list of ones that I want to talk to you all about today, and definitely stay tuned till the end because I do have a rather juicy one that I've saved towards the end of the video. Trust me, you'll know which one it is. But starting out with number 1, I want to talk about an incredibly popular bag that I genuinely do not understand the obsession with, and that is the Saint Laurent Icare bag. Now, some people say I care, some people say e-care, who knows? But this bag has really increased in terms of popularity ever since it was released this year, and honestly, I'm a little baffled by it. Now, very clearly, this is a very functional bag. It's huge, you can fit a lot in it. It also looks like it's an extremely comfortable bag to wear because it's made out of very soft lambskin leather, and so it's very malleable. It kind of molds to the body. You don't have any weird bits and bobs kind of like poking and sticking you. So I get it. It is a versatile, comfortable, functional bag that you can do a lot with. Okay, but let's be honest. In the luxury community, don't we usually tend to like things that are beautiful, things that are aesthetically pleasing? Honestly, I feel so bad dogging the bag because, if there's a bag that Zoe Kravitz is gonna wear, chances are it's a bag that I would like, but at the end of the day, I am not feeling this bag. I don't think it's a beautiful bag. If I'm being really honest, it looks like a puffy jacket. It looks like a Mountain Hardwear or a Patagonia puffy jacket, something that you see tech bros and finance bros wearing. The only thing about it that's, I guess, quite upscale is that it does have this huge Saint Laurent logo on it, but the logo is literally this big. And to me, it just feels like a little bit too much. So I'm not really understanding the overall aesthetic of the bag. And I'm just shocked that it's been so embraced by the luxury community because typically, I don't know, y'all are real chic, but I've just been seeing so many unboxings on YouTube. It seems like a lot of people are really wearing this bag, but for me, it's a no dog. I am never gonna be getting the Saint Laurent Icare bag. Now I'm genuinely scared to say this next one because I know a lot of you are going to disagree with this one, but I think it's absolutely wild that people spend over $1,000 on the Amina Muaddi Begums because in my opinion, the clear styles do not look like they're worth over $1,000. I'm pretty sure they're $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 now. And to me, a clear kind of PVC plasticky looking shoe, there's just no way that I think that type of shoe looks like it justifies being over $1,000. $1,000 is a lot of money to spend on a pair of shoes. That is not chump change. That is a very high price tag. And so if I'm gonna pay over $1,000 for a pair of shoes, it needs to be something that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of. And let's be honest, I'm not really going to too many balls and galas where I need, bedazzled, clear, brightly colored shoes all the time. But even if I, did need very elegant evening shoes all the time, I'm just not sure that these are the ones that I would go with for that price tag. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Begums are cute shoes. I think they're fun. I think they're whimsical, and you can kind of jazz up any type of outfit that feels a little bit boring. So I'm not knocking the shoe itself. I genuinely love it that it comes in so many different colors of the rainbow. I love all the different shades. I love that there are different materials, and I do like the look of the clear ones, but I don't think they look like they're worth over $1,000. I'm just not sure I understand what justifies this cost of Begums personally. Now, granted, I say this as someone who has never owned a pair. So maybe they're the most comfortable shoes in the world and everyone really loves them. So that's why people are willing to spend that much money. But I'm not sure that's the case because how comfortable can a PVC shoe be? So I was just genuinely shocked like that Begum has just skyrocketed to popularity, and there are people buying, 5, 6, 7 different colors of this pair of shoes. Clearly there's something that people like about this shoe that they're willing to spend that much money on it. But in my opinion, I just don't think they look like they're worth over $1,000. Maybe 500, but definitely not 1,000. Okay, this is also going to be a scary one to share because again, I know a lot of you all have this item, and I want to start with a disclaimer that I love the look of this item so much so that I've gone and tried it on multiple times because I wanted to buy it, but there's just something that doesn't sit right with me about it. And now, as the years have gone on, I've kind of missed the trend, and that's okay. But in my opinion, the Louis Vuitton multi-pochette accessoire bag, for some reason, does not look to be as good of quality as other similar shaped and size Louis Vuitton bags. I am not joking when I say I have gone and tried this bag on with the intention to buy it on more than one occasion, and I didn't pull the trigger for a few different reasons. So for me, I feel like the zippers on the bag don't move as smoothly as other Louis Vuitton zippers. I don't know what it is, but they feel a lot more shaky. They feel like they kind of get caught a little bit more. And I would just expect a zipper to, glide along very smoothly, as, my other Louis Vuitton bag zippers do. So that for some reason just feels a little off to me. I also feel like for some reason, the coated monogram canvas, it looks a little bit shinier than their regular coated monogram canvas. And for some reason, it just reads different to me, and not different in a good way. Different in a way that I'm like, is this a knockoff? I mean, I know it wasn't a knockoff because I was trying it on in the Louis Vuitton boutique in Union Square, again, on more than one occasion. But for whatever reason, the monogram canvas, it looks shinier and it just looks a little bit less expensive than the regular Louis Vuitton monogram canvas. Now, to be frank, I'm sure that it's the exact same monogram fabric that is used on all their other bags, but for some reason it just reads different to me. It hits different on the multi-pochette accessoire. And also, for some reason, the construction of the bag doesn't feel as finished to me as other bags. And when I say that, I mean the seams where all the leather is sewn together. They feel like they're a little bit puffier, and they feel like the seams don't lay as flat as other seams do in Louis Vuitton bags. And so it just almost feels, for all these different aspects combined, it feels like it looks a little bit more clunky overall, not as refined as a typical Louis Vuitton bag. So for that reason, I never purchased it. And it's a bummer because I loved the bag. Now, granted, it was obviously so popular when it first came out, and now, it's dying down in popularity a little bit, but it's still something I would have loved to have, to also, just have the individual pochettes that you could wear on their own. That is more timeless in and of itself. It doesn't have to always be worn together as all the pochettes together. So I don't know, I was really frustrated. And I will say that this opinion applies to all the different variations of the multi-pochette accessoires. There was obviously the original one that they came out with, and then they did a few other variations, some with some, other configurations, maybe just 1 or 2 bags, or a circle coin purse. Those ones, honestly, I feel like the same thing applies to them too. So I don't know what's going on with the multi-pochette accessoire line, but do any of you all feel that way? I'm really wondering if I'm crazy about that one. Is that one just in my head, or does it just feel slightly less luxurious compared to your other Louis Vuitton bags? Definitely let me know down in the comments below. So now we're moving on to one that, I don't know, I feel like it's probably gonna age me a little bit. I feel like the younger viewers that are watching this are gonna say that this is cringe. I don't know, but I still truly adore anything with rock studs on it from Valentino. Honest to goodness, I wonder if I was not really involved in the YouTube community, would I feel like rock studs are going out of style? If I hadn't heard influencers say that rock studs are going out of style, would I feel that way? I don't think I would, because I love rock studs. I've got a little rock stud bag, I've got a pair of pumps with just one singular rock stud on the back of the heel. And I love the little spikes. And truthfully, Valentino has come out with some other variations of rock stud bags, not like the Roman stud, but the true rock stud bags that I would love to buy. They've come out this year, last year, but I'm ashamed almost to admit that I haven't bought them because influencers are saying that Valentinos are passe, that they're, not trendy anymore. But like, I almost wish that kind of people hadn't like ruined it for me, because like rock studs make me very happy. And I'm just being real. Like, I always say, like, buy what you love, buy what makes you happy. But there's something to be said for like when people kind of like knock on stuff that you like so much, it kind of makes it like lose its appeal to you. But I still love the rock stud line, and if I could live in a completely judgment-free world, I would still continue to buy items with rock studs on them. Okay, this next one is me calling a lot of people out on their BS because I don't think everyone is so interested in having this item. I think people buy this item for another reason, and you'll probably know what I'm talking about as soon as I say it. Why do so many people buy Bastia coin purses from Hermes? Because last time I checked, very few people I know walk around with little additional coin purses in their bag. It just really doesn't happen. Now, granted, I say this as someone who lives in America, and America is predominantly, focused on more like credit cards, debit cards, contactless payment, Apple Pay, tap to pay, things like that. So there are still a few places that require cash, like little bodegas on the street and stuff like that. But honestly, for the most part, most places here, you pay with cards. But yet, I'm here on YouTube and I just hear all these people talking about Bastia coin purses from Hermes. Like, every single person who's ever shopped at Hermes, I feel like, has a Bastia coin purse except me. And I'll be honest, I don't think anyone actually cares about a Bastia coin purse. I think that people buy them as part of their Birkin bait. This is something I've talked about on my channel before. I am not too proud to admit that, like, I 100% am working on building my purchase history at Hermes to hopefully one day be offered a Birkin or Kelly, right? But I only buy things that I really want. Don't get me wrong, I could buy like a Bastia and a bunch of other things today to go ahead and meet like, the unofficially required pre-send in order to be offered a Birkin or Kelly, but I don't do that. I buy things that I really like, and I don't know, I find it so hard to believe because it seems like every single person who talks about their Hermes journey, I hate to use that phrase, but it is a very accurate phrase, they're all at some point mention the fact that they bought a Bastia coin purse, and I just don't get it. Like, there's nothing that special about it. And a lot of people who talk about the Bastia coin purse say that they don't necessarily find it very functional because it folds open. And so you kind of have to be very careful when you open it because a bunch of the coins could easily fall out, or like if you tip it to one side, the coin you want slides down. So yes, I am calling BS. I don't think people are nearly as obsessed with the Bastia as they say they are. I think people are buying it because they're working on building their purchase history and they're buying their Birkin bait, which is fine, but just like be honest about it. Like, call a spade a spade. Stop trying to convince us all to buy this coin purse. So let's be honest, it's not that special at the end of the day. And finally, we have come to the last unpopular luxury opinion, and this one's gonna be controversial. I think I'm gonna get some pushback on this one for sure. But also, I feel like it's something that needs to be said because I almost feel like it's a little bit of a growing problem here in the luxury community. And it is the fact that I feel as though, in my heart, I could be wrong, but I feel as though that there are a lot of luxury YouTubers that buy a lot of luxury items kind of for the sake of unboxing them on their channel, ultimately knowing that they're just gonna turn around and resell them within the next like 6 months or a year. Like, they never really had the intention of keeping those items. Now, I definitely do not think that this applies to every luxury YouTuber. Listen, I literally love watching unboxing videos. They're the best part about luxury YouTube, honestly. Like, they're so much fun. It's so cool to see what everyone else got and like see it in all the detail that you don't get to see, on a website, or, maybe you don't have a shop near you where you can see it in person. I love luxury unboxings. And I also love luxury unboxings from people who are truly excited about what they buy. Like, there's someone that like pops out in my mind. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with like Cassie Thorpe. She is someone who literally loves every single item that she buys. You could see it on her face. Like, the girl is fashion obsessed, And so it's really fun watching her unboxings and, you know, then watching her like wear her things like in her vlogs or in her future videos. Like you can tell she buys stuff with the intention of keeping it. You never really see her like doing a vlog sale. You never see her like opening up a separate Instagram account to sell items from her closet. Like she buys stuff with the intention of keeping it. And I'm very similar. Like I buy stuff with the intention to keep it. I remember, you know, one time I sold a pair of shoes, I'll link the video where I talk about it, that I ended up selling because they tore my feet apart. So I sold those. And once I did a round of selling bags that like I had not been using for years, but I'd had them for a while. It was never something that I'd bought like in the past 6 months. And there are a lot of luxury YouTubers, like, especially I feel like ones that buy a lot of Hermes and Chanel. It just seems like they're buying to build a purchase history so they can get offered like very exciting bags, which I get, but at least like be honest about it when you talk about it. Like just say like, you know, I bought these to build up my purchase history and I'm probably gonna sell them once I get a Birkin. I mean, I feel like people don't admit it because they would get in trouble for doing that. But even the same with Chanel. I feel like people are always wanting to unbox like the latest unicorn bag and they tell us that it's their dream bag, you know, their holy grail bag, and they turn around and sell it like 3 months later, 6 months later. And I'm sitting here like, was there something wrong with the bag? Because if there was, fine, right? And listen, like I'm saying, you're allowed to sell stuff whenever you want to sell it, but there are just certain YouTubers where I've noticed this trend. And so for me, it almost feels like they're being disingenuous. Like I don't really enjoy their unboxing because in my mind, I'm like, oh, you're probably going to sell that in a couple months. And it just feels like I'm being duped in a way. I don't know. Maybe I'm being totally negative about this, but I just have been feeling that way for a while. And so I wanted to share that and see if, do any of you all feel the same way? I mean, maybe I'm just being like a hater. Like I've been sipping that haterade. I don't know, but you know, we're talking about unpopular luxury opinions. That is one that I have. And I just wish that people would be honest at the end of the day. Buy things you love, unbox things you love. Don't try and fool us into thinking you're buying all this extra stuff. But I will say, I do understand the pressure to unbox things on YouTube because I hate to say it, but unboxing videos do get the most views, right? And they get you lots of subscribers. And so I get it as a luxury YouTuber, like you want to unbox things, but just unbox things that you're really buying to keep. Otherwise, we get very confused about the revolving door of items. Oh, and one last thing, I think it's really messed up when these people bought something that was highly sought after, right? Like the latest Chanel it bag, and then they're selling them, you know, 3-6 months later for a premium to their subscribers. That I feel like that's shiesty. That's not nice. Like, I do not think that that is okay, personally. But that's just my unpopular luxury opinion. So definitely let me know what you all think about that one down in the comments below. I am very curious to hear your all's thoughts. Not just on that last one, but on everything I shared in this video. Now, I know not everyone's gonna agree with all of the opinions in this video, but I hope at least, you know, a couple of them gave you a little laugh, maybe you got a little kick out of them. And if you did, if you enjoyed this video and you wanna hear more unpopular luxury opinions in the future, definitely be sure to let me know down in the comments below and just give this video a little like. Just hit that little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel so that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.